This is Vi's most important scene to understand her character arc and growth as a person. Rewatching Arcane Season 2, I realized that while it lacked a lot of screen time for many characters, we see a whole lot of hidden details everywhere. Allow me to entertain your Arcane addicted mind just for a few minutes as I explain Vi's most important scene. Let's begin. The scene in question is the Pitfighter arc in Episode 5, Season 2. We see a lot of hidden gems from every frame, starting with, as the scene begins, we get to see Vi's tats for the first time, and oh man, they are filled with hidden details. A few that I could notice are the clouds on her upper back representing Jinx, the gears and machinery type representing Vander and all of Zaun as it's an industrial city. There are a bunch more, but sadly I don't know them, so I can't tell you. Go check out someone else's video on them, hopefully that'll help. What I can tell you is that this is the first time in a while Vi has opened, literally, as she shows off the most skin in the show so far. What does this mean? Well, it could mean that she's comfortable where she is. We know that people like to cover themselves up when they're insecure or being afraid of being judged. One last thing I noticed was that the tattoos sort of remind me of gangs and affiliation. Perhaps Vi is finally in a place where her prison gangs and friends accept her and that she can show off her affiliation without danger. I don't know if that might be a stretch, but that's my perspective. We see very clearly in the opening frames that Vi is covered with some sort of black paint. More specifically, she covered her upper back/neck area, hair, and parts of her face. While this is a fire emo look, and oh my days, the animators deserve a lot for this, it has a lot of deep and pretty upsetting meanings. We know how Act 1 ended for Vi, with Caitlyn leaving her and becoming the mustache man for good. We know that every corner of Piltover disrespected Vi and hated her for everything she is. Worst part is, Vi hated herself too. She was ashamed of the actions Jinx pulled and hated how she's related to her. Now that context is given, let's look back at the paint placement. Firstly, the upper back. Vi has tattoos of clouds or gas on her upper back. We know that Vi told Jinx to pull the gas can for Vi to find her in Season 1. So it's safe to assume Vi got those clouds tatted for Jinx, meaning she covered them because she wants to remove Jinx from her mind for good. She hates Jinx at this moment and hates that she has to be related to her. This could also mean that she blames Jinx for Caitlyn leaving, further symbolizing in Vi's mind that Jinx is truly a Jinx and ruins everything. Secondly, the hair. Vi attempts to remove every speck of her red hair. Why does she do this? Her hair has nothing to do with Jinx, but it has to do with her mom. Vi's mom has purple hair, and we hopefully know that purple is made with red and blue. Her mom represents Zaun in this very moment, symbolizing Vi's hate or rather shame of being from Zaun. As we know from both the first and second season, all the way to Caitlyn becoming Austrian, Vi is told many times that she doesn't belong and is a scum or a waste because of where she's from. Her covering her hair perhaps is a result of Vi trying so desperately to run away from her identity and her connection to Zaun, as she would much rather run into Caitlyn. At last, her face. We know that Vi has a very original and beautiful tattoo under her left eye, the word Vi. We know that it's her name and represents her as a person. So covering it up not only fuels her desire to be a member of KISS, but also removes the easiest sign of who she is. This is what the paint means for me, and gives the whole Pitfighter scene so much importance as Vi loses her identity with paint. Throughout Season 2, Vi has been shown to drink a lot of alcohol, and honestly I'm just surprised she hasn't died yet. But alcohol does not always represent the drink itself in shows, but rather it represents the character's attempt to run away from something. As we see with Vi, she begins her alcoholism with Loris, a guy who supports her fighting because he wants her to remove it from her system. But when he realizes that she can't be saved anymore and leaves, Vi drinks alone every night. This habit of drinking takes her from a stable and calm mindset we've always seen her have to becoming crazy. Vi starts depending on alcohol to a point where there's almost no difference between her and Jinx, as both of them see people, hear people, and don't have control of themselves. This switch from stable to unstable is what makes this scene so important, as we realize Vi needs people like Caitlyn much more than she lets off. She never truly explains how much Caitlyn means to her, and we see that Caitlyn is literally a person inside Vi's mind, symbolizing their love through alcohol, I guess. Still don't know why she loves the mustache man. Anger. This scene is filled with anger. Either Vi is screaming or fighting, no matter what, she is angry. This is so important to her character because it makes us understand how comfortable she is around those she loves. When she is alone, Vi crawls back to her prison and Zon lifestyle, screaming and hitting everything to cool herself down. But the moment she's with someone like Caitlyn, she cools herself. She feels at ease, no longer needing to break free and start screaming. I love how Vi uses a simple action like screaming to calm herself down instead of talking with people. It makes her more relatable and shows us how she hates talking with people about her feelings. And so, knowing this context and the fact that the last time Vi cried was in Caitlyn's arms, it makes me understand that Vi screaming and fighting and getting all her anger out in the pit fighter scene was her way of coping with the lack of Caitlyn and the comfort in her new life. As we see the crowds of people start betting on Vi to win the fights, we see one hand go up, Jinx's hand. This was very important in my opinion, because we got to see firsthand how Jinx is genuinely cursed with something. As soon as she comes to get Vi and bet on Vi, Vi starts losing her fights, starts crashing out, and ruins all her mental progress that she probably made fighting. Firstly, I want to say thank you to the animator who drew this because holy, it's stunning. Next, I want to talk about flow. What is a flow? Well, in my opinion, a flow is anything that is repetitive but builds upon one another. For example, every day you go to the gym and hit legs. Every day. The pain builds up every day. The progress and pump build up every day. Your glutes? Never mind, you get the point. For Vi, her flow was fighting, drinking, face in water, practice, sleep, rinse, and repeat. This was the flow Vi had for probably 3 months until Jinx brought her out of it. But I want you to think a bit. How did Vi's flow build up on her? Well, it made her angry. It hurt her physically more. She started getting insomnia. She got more dry. She then started going crazy because of the alcohol. At last, it all came together and she started losing. This is Vi's flow and is mainly the reason why this scene is so important for her character. Because we see how she ruins herself, how Caitlyn leaving affected her, how she didn't just lose her identity and try to run away from who she is, but she also tried to run away from it all. You could argue that this flow is just as suicidal as Jinx's bomb attempt in the finale. Only difference is Jinx was ready for death, while Vi just needed her mustache man to come back. Though we don't see much of this duo in Season 2 work well and show their love, we get these beautiful moments explaining the love instead. Vi starts to see Caitlyn and face her own fears through Caitlyn. At first, Vi sees a happy and sweet mustache man so that she can accept and move on. Then we see her face an angry Caitlyn, making Vi accept and fight the fact that both were wrong during episode 3. This moment is why Vi is so chill when she meets Caitlyn again in episode 6, because she has already dealt with most of their issues through hallucinations. As I end this long video, I want to leave it at a final point, the crisis of identity. If you've seen my Jinx video, you'll know that there is a broken mirror on Jinx's face, symbolizing her lack of identity. Well, it's the same thing for Vi. The intro where she wipes her name tattoo, and the part where she looks in the broken mirror. That's it for this video, and comment below what show, movie, or character you want me to talk about next. Thanks for watching.